identity economy, where you're rewarded for your story. So we talked a little bit about the industrial economy. I used to go into a job, right? And I would clock in and clock out, and I would get paid for the hours I would work. That was the industrial economy. We were rewarded for the time we put in, right? Today, in today's world, we are rewarded for our story, for our identity, right? The more unique you are, the higher you can get paid. Why? Because of the simple law of supply and demand. So I took statistics in college, and I may or may not have failed it twice and got a C- the third time. That's not the point. The point is, the main thing I learned from that class is the law of supply and demand, right? Which means the less of something there is, the more you can charge for it, because there's higher demand, right? The less of something there is, the more you can charge for it, because it's deemed as more valuable, right? So think about it. How many of you are there? One. You are one of one. So that means when you lean into your one of oneness, your unique story, the hardships you overcame, the lessons you learned, your whole identity, when you lean into that, you can price yourself at a premium. Because if you can articulate to people why if they need to get this and that, this is the one stop, this is the one place to get it, you can charge a premium. All right. So keep that in mind as you're thinking about the positioning and pricing of your course and brand. So here's one thing that helps me every day. What you appreciate appreciates. The sooner when I started appreciating my story, my uniqueness, the pitfalls, the triumphs, the more it appreciated in value. All right. So I want y'all to keep in mind. So yes. Thank you, Leonard. Give me a yes if you're feeling this first theme, y'all. And as you can see, this is what happened as I started appreciating my story, right? This was the growth of my course. All right. So the second theme is this shift from wealth, where money and status is currency, to wealth, WELLTH, where well-being is currency. So if we think back to the pandemic, Panamera, whatever y'all called it, when we think back to that, what happened? We were at home, and it didn't matter if you had $1 million in the bank, if your health wasn't intact, right? We saw this shift. We saw this trend of mindfulness, meditation, taking care of yourself, right? This shift to well-being being the new currency. So when you are thinking about creating this business, I want you to keep in mind your well-being, right? I'm going to show you how to create a 6-figure or 7-figure course based around your well-being. All right. And when you are thinking about positioning your program, you can think about, how can I incorporate a person's well-being into my message? Because any topic can be about your well-being. It's not just learn how to journal. It's journaling to reduce anxiety and increase your optimism, right? It's not just how to play piano. It's learning how to compose music and play piano to tap your creative mind and have something to teach your kids, right? So I want you to think about this theme of your well-being is currency and how you can incorporate it into your course and your positioning. All right, put a yes if you're with me. Oh yeah. All right, this final and third theme is my favorite. So it's this shift from physical property as the American dream to intellectual property as the American dream. So this was big for me when I spoke with my business manager, and it was a paradigm shift, because growing up, my parents, the number one thing was, we need to buy a home. And they bought a home. We moved out to Palmdale, California. I grew up in Los Angeles area, moved out to Palmdale, California, and they bought a home. I think it was about a little over $100,000, like $103,000. And they bought a home, and it was like, we made it, right? This is the American dream. We made it. So today, when I'm talking to my business manager and the course had just made a couple $100,000, it was sitting in my bank account, like over 200 grand. And I was like, yo, what do I do with this money? I said, Justin, what do I do? I need to buy real estate, right? I need to buy physical property. He's like, okay, let's look at Oprah. She owns like hundreds of millions of dollars in property. And I'm like, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I need to buy real estate, right? That's the American dream. He said, the only reason she owns that much in real estate is because she made so much money from her IP, her intellectual property, that she needed to invest in real estate for tax purposes. And I was like, oh, he's like, the new American dream is your IP, because there is a physical ceiling to property. There is no ceiling to intellectual property, right? This is the gift we have. When we learn how to put a framework around our life experiences, we can sell that. So Oprah started where? With her story, right? First, she was on the news using her personality asking people questions. She had her show, her production company, her magazine, all around her IP. Is this making sense? Give me a yes. All right, Peggy. Peggy said, I've been to Palmdale to visit a cousin. Let's go. 661 in the building. All right. So I wanted to start with those 3 shifts. Okay. To show you why creating an online course is the future and our focus today. Like it is an urgent opportunity we have. And here's the thing, an online course is created around your identity. So who you are and who you are helping your community become, and around your well-being. What habits are you practicing yourself and instilling in your community? All right. It's our identity and our well-being. And you're going to become a leader for a lot of these things. So the reason I'm doing this special live workshop, so first of all, I'm a huge admirer of Dr. Boyce and the movement he has created. Like Black Business School has enabled so many people to have financial freedom, to have a new mindset, to shift their paradigm. So anytime I have an opportunity to share with this community, I'm like, I'm there, say less. All right. And now more than ever, we as a people have an opportunity, because guess what? We are number one when it comes to creativity. When it comes to IP, when it comes to creating our own, like that's us all day. So I don't do live workshops all the time. This is really special for that reason. All right. And so as I shared a little bit with Dr. Boyce at the beginning, I didn't start here. It's been a journey. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I've been doing this for a decade. So I won't give you the full long version, but I did. Here's me launching my first online course in 2012. All right. So I've been doing this for a long time. Then this is me at Udemy, where I created my second online course, but I worked full time at Udemy, which is the largest marketplace of online courses. And it was my job to coach thousands of people who were creating their first course, to coach them on how to name their course, how to create the content, how to position themselves, and how to launch and make at least $10,000. And then this final photo was me creating my third online course at a startup called Maven in the beauty space. And I was laid off from this startup about 7 months in. And after this point is when I launched my my own online business, doing online courses after I had all this experience. All right. So that is a quick thing. And so my job here again is to help you collapse time. So I'm going to show you what collapsing time looks like for me. So first 2 years of launching my online course, my most recent program, Course from Scratch, grew it from 0 to $1 million in 2 years. All right. And what I want to highlight is majority of this milli, I made it in the last 6 months. So it was like a year and a half like this. And then it was 6 months like, all right. And this is when it was me and a part-time virtual assistant and a freelancer here, freelancer here. I didn't have a team. Okay. Because that's the beauty of an online business, right? Next 2 years, 10x'd it. So this is when I hired a lean, amazing team. Shout out to the team who's on right now. And we took it to 11 million. And then in the following year, doubled it, made another 10 million and took it to over 20 million. All right. And all of this, by the way, the first 10 million was from one online course. So if you take one thing away from this presentation, you do not need, a bunch of different products. You don't need a $27 offer, a $9 ebook, and a $1,000 thing and a $3,000. Like I did 10 million with just one online course. And then I introduced my second one right here. All right. So just want to show you, you can do the most with the least when you use wealth strategies. And my biggest day was this day when we made over $200,000. And we made this in 2 hours. And it was on a live webinar just like this. When you learn to do live webinars, it's so powerful because you can reach people at scale. And this was a huge moment for me. And that's when I called him a business manager and was like, what are we doing? All right. So Course from Scratch, my signature program now has over 10,000 incredible members. What I want to reassure you is that whatever your life experience is, you can create a course around it. We have course topics on all kinds of topics. And 1 in 6 are able to quit their full-time job because of what they learn inside CFS. All right. So I want to reassure you that whether your goal is to make 6 figures, 5 figures, or 7 figures, we've had people do all of the above. And Forbes called me the millionaire maker because not just because I made a milli, that's cute and everything, but they were like, wait a minute, your members are making a milli from their courses. And so this is just a handful of a dozen who have now made over $1 million, now doing multiple millions a year. And most of them have 1 or 2 courses. All right. Again, you could do this with just 1 or 2 courses. All right. And luckily, I've been able to share my expertise with all the platforms. And these are just some of the other people. We have Morgan, founder of Blavity, who I've worked with, Mandela, Gina, founder of Mighty Networks, Glow. If you've been following her love story on IG, she's amazing. I got to, she took my Course from Scratch program. So all these women, Terry, who's now done over $40 million from her online course. And again, she has 2 courses and that's it. And then Dominique has now done over 10 million. And again, she has 2 courses as well. So this is possible. So I want you to embody your future self. All right, we're going to tap in and imagine if you had an online course. So think about your goals. Imagine if you had an online course that's making $10,000 to over $30,000 per month. Think about that, $10K to $30K per month. And you're able to do this in the next 12 months. And it allows you to change people's lives on demand, right? Think about that. All right, so we're going to get into our three to four major things, 3 major frameworks. So make sure you got your notebook ready. So first, we're going to talk about how to turn your story into an online course and make 10K in 60 days. Then we'll get to your customers. How do you identify your MVPs, your most valuable payers, and create your offer ladder? And then the third thing is how to create your wealth plan that makes you over 200,000 in the next 12 months. All right, so let's get into it. I love it. Rashad is like, wow, you did Terry. Yeah, listen, let me say, first of all, Terry is incredible. I actually just saw her. I was in Puerto Rico last week, either last week or the week before. And I just got to hang out with her and see her, and we did a panel together. So yeah, she's incredible. Listen, yes, I helped her with Course from Scratch, and also she's incredible herself. She is so smart and amazing. All right. So final thing I'm going to leave you with is how I use this wealth plan to scale to over $1 million in 9 months. All right. So if you're ready for this, say, let's go in the chat, put a let's go in the chat. All right. So first things first, let's get into turning your story into this online course. Okay. All right. So I want you, let's go. I see all the let's goes. Jessica, Charmaine, David, let's go. So give me a guilty if you've ever thought this in your time and it stopped you. That you need to have 10K followers, award-winning website, Forbes 30 under 30, 40 under 40, 50 under 50, or a TV show before you can create a course. All right. I love these. Let's go. Let's go, Malcolm. Let's go. All right. And now I see the guilties. Yes. Right. I used to think this too. I would doubt myself all the time. So you've been like this. No, I'm not ready. No. Right. Story of my life when I'm starting something new. So you're going to learn today. We're going to just release that today, right? We're going to create space for this new you that the future you has already done this. So we're creating space for the future you. Okay. So put facts in the chat if you're ready for this. Okay. You are going to create an online course with my help that makes over 10K in 60 days. And it starts with nothing more than your story. You already got it. Next fact. Thousands of people, y'all, thousands of people who started with no following and no experience online have already created online courses that are making 100,000 to over $1 million per year. So why not you, right? Facts. So here's how we're going to start with your story. So I'm going to share Alicia's story. If any part of her story resonates with you, put yes in the chat. And I want you to be thinking about elements of your story that you can put together. So it says, I grew up in a single parent household and raised my son as a single mom through successful co-parenting. Put yes in the chat if you can resonate with any of this. In my profession, right? So she talked about her past, growing up in a single parent household. Now she's talking about her current situation. So in my 9 to 5, in my profession, I work as a family mediator and I'm trained in motivational interviewing and problem solving. Okay. So she's talking about transferable skills that she's getting from her full-time job. And then boom, the future her created this online course. I created my online course to help single moms successfully co-parent and create more healthy and whole families. I made over $13,000 with my initial course. Like, what? Do y'all see how she took the way she was brought up, coupled it with her skills that she was getting in her full-time job? And then she became a single mom herself. And she said, yo, I was able to create a healthy and whole home for my son by co-parenting. I can teach other single moms how to do this. Boom. Right? All right. So next one I want to show you, and I hope your wheels are turning about your story, is Monique and Chavallo. So they're a married couple. They turned a family recipe into a barbecue sauce or hot sauce that they were able to sell in Lowe's, Home Depot, on QVC, HSN Home Shopping Network. And they were able to make 7 figures in a year from their sauce. So they said, we know that there are families all over that have home recipes that they can turn into barbecue sauces, hot sauces, and sell it in stores and sell it to the masses. And we want to teach them because we didn't have anybody to mentor us. So they turned their story into a course. And the biggest takeaway for them is, our total was over 12,000. They had 5 people enroll at $24.97. So they said, we never would have thought to make it a premium course. So when you're thinking about pricing your program, I remember what you appreciate appreciates. I want you to appreciate your story because you can price it at a premium. Because listen, point me to another person like Monique and Chavallo who you can go and learn exactly what they're teaching, right? I'll wait, right? So I hope you're unlocking unique elements of your story. Right. And some of you are already familiar with Terry, but before her trade and travel course, she was an assistant principal of an elementary school and she was trading stocks as her side hustle. She turned that into a course and in a year made $1.3 million in 1 year, right? All just following our course from scratch program. So think about what you're doing as your side hustle, areas of passion you have, right? And again, all these people embraced their past. What are some things from your childhood maybe that you learned? Their present. What are some things you might have learned from your full-time job or from your own business that you can apply? And then the future you, what is that program that the future you is creating to bring it all together, right? So we talked about Alicia, which again, Alicia is a non-technical example. She's teaching about relationships, right? She's teaching co-parenting. Another example is a technical example where Tara is teaching apps, how to develop apps without code. Right. So she did her whole story, starting from a passion in art collecting, developing an app, working at Microsoft. And when she launched her course, she priced it at $2,500, enrolled 4 people and made 10K. One thing to highlight here. Do you see how little it requires to make your first $10,000 from your course launch? Right. Pricing it at $2,500 means you just need 4 people and you already hit 10K. So the question is, when you price your program at $2,500, how, right? When you think about, oh, that means I just need 4 people every month to make 10K a month, right? Like that blows my mind because this is how much I used to make in my full-time job before I launched my own business, right? And you can make this now with your own business by just enrolling 4 people. So imagine if you times that by 10 and enroll 40 people a month, right? So let's now, I want you've heard these examples, hopefully rattle, like shaking around all the things in your brain. So you're starting to think. I want to show you the RES method. So what you're going to do when you're thinking about what can I build my course around, or if you already have a topic, how can I make it more dynamic so I can position it as even more unique? This is the RES method. You are going to make a list of your results, any results you got in your life. It could have been breaking the record, like a track record for running a marathon in high school, right? It could be anything. Anything is relevant. Describe your experiences. Did you grow up in a household where you were the youngest of 7, right? Did you help your parents organize their closets, right? All of these things are relevant potentially to your course, and then identify any skills. So think about the jobs you've had all the way back from college, high school, doesn't matter now. And maybe you know Microsoft Excel, maybe you know formulas, maybe you know how to paint, how to play piano, right? So you're going to list all these things. Now, the reason this is called the RES method is because it commands RESPECT in the market, right? It's going to command respect in the market because look, when you list out all these things, it's going to command respect and it's going to resonate with your most valuable payers, the people who are paying you with the ATM, attention, time, and money. Okay. It's going to resonate with them and it's going to provide residual income. Okay. That's why it's called the RES method. So when you lean into these, you're going to lean into your uniqueness and be able to price it at a premium. Yes. Brandon says, I love seeing these brown faces with multi-millions. But listen, Brandon, it blows my mind, like how quickly it's proliferating through our community. Like it's wild. And all we needed to see is to see more of us doing it. And then we're like, oh, okay, I could do that too. It's like the 4-minute mile. Like I look to my right and I'm like, dang, y'all are growing faster than I grew. And I love that for us. Like it just takes the first person to break the 4-minute mile, right? I was able to do 1 million in 2 years. People are coming in, doing it in 6 months, doing 8 million in 2 years. So yes, I'm with you on it. All right. So now what you're going to do is use the RES method to help you uncover what your uniqueness is going to be that you can base your course topic around. All right. Yes, Timberly, exactly. All right. So is that making sense? So after we've got our topic, I want to show you how to launch your course and make 10K in 60 days. Okay. So in other words, we going to create your course content in record time. So give me a hashtag guilty if you have ever thought this, that most people think you need to lock yourself in the content creation cave for 6 months to create, quote unquote, the perfect course. Okay. So you're like, oh my gosh, I got to go on Amazon. I got to look up what are the top cameras. I need to order a camera. I need to order shadow lights, ring lights, audio equipment. I need to hire a team, video edit, create a website, right? How many of y'all got on that journey? That was definitely me. Okay. For about 6 to 8 months. So I want to show you, you don't need to go down that at all because you're going to lose time. You're going to lose traction. The biggest thing I lost was confidence because I lost the connection to my purpose. Because guess what? It's about the transformation. And when you go down that road of, I need to create the perfect course, I need the perfect graphics, I need the perfect audio, I need the perfect, you're losing touch with the purpose, which is the person you set out to help. So my number one lesson that I want to share with you is that done is better than perfect. Right? So your course is about the transformation. It's not about how fancy you or your videos are, right? It's not about how fancy your social media looks. It's about, are you helping people transform their lives? So let me show you what I mean by that. What you're going to do for your first course, this is what I recommend to create your course content in record time, is to follow my MVC method. MVC stands for minimum viable course. Okay. This is a lesson I learned when I was working in Silicon Valley at startups, right? And they talked about your minimum viable product. This is the ugly, rough draft version of your product that you put out into the market to test. Are people going to pay for this? And are they going to get results from it? Okay. So the first version of your course is going to be the done is better than perfect version. So let me show you the elements of it, and then I'll show you the example of it. So the MVC method, step one, you use the RES method. I used the RES method to uncover my story. That's what I first did. Okay. Y'all, you know what the RES method is. We just did that. The second step is, then you need to take your story and break it down into actionable milestones. So you can take your student from point A where they are to point B where they want to be. So the second step is I used the CAR framework, and we won't get into this today, but this is in my course from scratch program in detail. But just from a high level, all you need to know is that you can use the CAR framework to turn your story into a transformational course. So it's just breaking it down into actionable steps to guarantee someone will get results when they follow it. The third step, then I used tasty content, and that's a framework that we get into inside Course from Scratch. But again, from a high level, it is content you use to pre-sell your course. Okay, pre-sell your course. That means you are enrolling people in your course before you create the course content. All right, you are enrolling them in it, just using your milestones and the course topic. And you're enrolling them using your tasty content. Okay. So I use my tasty content. I pre-sold my course and I enrolled 4 people at $500 each. Here's what I want to do. Today, in today's market, I want to tell you that this $500, if I was launching today, it would be $2,500 or $3,000. All right. So I'm going to adjust it for today's market. We're in a more mature market, which is good news for you. So people are now spending for online coaching and learning because they trust it now. So if I was launching today, it would have been 4 people at $2,000 or $3,000. So that's about 10K that I would make. Okay. And then finally, the final step, I taught my course live on Zoom for a month. So just like we're on Zoom right now, I taught my course live on Zoom. So I didn't need to order fancy video equipment and pre-record it and get it edited. I taught it on Zoom. I recorded the sessions and then I collected testimonials. All right. Is this making sense to y'all? So the first version of your course is going to be a live version. And you only need to do that once, by the way. I'm not sentencing you for life to keep doing it live for life. You do it once live. So you get it out. You have a deadline to get it out into the world and you can get real-time feedback. So this is what it essentially looks like. All right. So imagine what's possible when you follow the MVC method, right? When you pre-sell your course and teach your students live, how empowering that's going to be, how confidence building it's going to be for you. So what I want to show you is, again, that's just the first version. So Tara is a great example of someone who followed the MVC method, right? And she made her first 10K. She priced her course at 2,500. She enrolled 4 people. She made $10,000 in 60 days. And then she committed to the wealth plan, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. And she scaled her course to over $1 million per year. So now she's doing multiple millions per year from her Apps Without Code bootcamp. So now it looks all flashy, razzle dazzle, right? Now she's got the sales page and the beautiful pre-recorded videos, but guess what? She started here, right? So course from scratch, you learned the MVC method, and then she used what we teach in Course Alchemy. You'll learn how to do webinars and things like that to scale. She used that to scale her course to $1 million per year. All right. So they all started with the MVC method. So that is how you create your course content in record time, get pre-sales in the door before having to lock yourself up and get lost in the content creation cave. All right. So that's step 1. That is our course content. Step 2, let's talk about these MVPs, y'all. Now, how to identify your most valuable payers who will buy from you for their lifetime. Who wants to learn about this? Okay. How to create an offer ladder that meets the needs of your customers for life. All right. So here is the thing. And I made this mistake too. When I got into online course creation, I was like, all right, cool. I'm set. I'm going to create an online course. We're going to sail into the sunset. And that's it. Here's what I realized. Your online course is just the beginning. My one online course, the first one, that unlocked so many other opportunities for me. Like so many other opportunities. Brand sponsorships, speaking engagements, partnerships I never would have dreamed of, right? So when you think about your online course, I want you to know that it is the next big step to unlocking a world of possibilities for you, okay? So I'm gonna show you now how to identify your most valuable payers and create your offer ladder that pays you for life. So when you're thinking about who your most valuable payer is for your course, you're gonna ask yourself, what do they want? What result do they want today? What result would they want 2 months from now? What result would they want 6 months after that? And then a year after that, okay? So let me show you an example. We're all familiar with Alicia's story, right? She created the co-parenting program. Here is what her offer ladder looked like. So she started with a co-parenting course, okay? So she said, my most valuable payers who are paying me with the ATM, attention, time, and money, they are single moms who are motivated to create a healthy and whole household with their partner for their kids, okay? So they really, really want to learn how to successfully co-parent. So she created a co-parenting course to teach them her methodology. And she priced it at around, this is where you'll price your first program at around the $2,000 to $3,000 mark. After that, your students are going to tell you what they want to learn from you next. So her students said, Alicia, thank you. Now that we've got this healthy and whole household down, can you show us how to become more financially free like you are? Because we noticed that you're building this business and you're able to support yourself as a single mom. Can you show us how to do that? So then she develops her next program, right? Which is a longer term program. And it's the DOPE coaching experience. And DOPE is her framework, right? It stands for 4 different steps in her framework. And so she now is able to price this at a little more premium. This is for her intermediate people. So this would be priced anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 because again, it's more premium customers. So you would ask yourself, after they learn the first thing from me, what is the next experience I could create? All right. And then after here, well, Alicia went on TV. So I put a mastermind as like an example, but even before we get to this example, she got casted on an unscripted series where she was casted as the expert, a relationship expert. So she was on the TV show and it was on OWN. And she got to counsel couples on co-parenting. Remember I said your course is just the beginning and it's going to open up a world of possibilities. So what she could also do, right, is ask her students after they graduate from this experience, what would you want next? And a possibility could be like a 12-month mastermind where she does retreats, right? For amazing moms, retreats, independent women meeting up, talking about how they're building their business, how they're building these families, and meeting up in 3 times of the year in person. And this is usually more premium, like 10,000 to 20,000 to 30,000 because it's for your advanced people. All right. Is this making sense? So you can get real creative with this. So I want to show you another example so that you are seeing what's possible for you. So Tara is our technical example, if you have a more technical topic. So she launched Apps Without Code. So this was $2,500, taught you how to develop your app without code. So you would leave with a working prototype. Then her students said, Tara, we want you to do it for us. Do you have an agency that can take our prototype and just pimp it out and like make it amazing, make it beautiful so we can sell it into a corporation and we can make more money from it? And she's like, sure. So she developed an app agency where, the price point could be anywhere from 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, but her team will take your prototype and build the whole thing out so that you can then sell it to corporations, right? And then the most recent thing she's doing, and this is a 6 to 7 figure opportunity, she is now able to license her Apps Without Code curriculum to schools. The beautiful thing, remember, we talk about IP, your intellectual property has no ceiling. So she's leveraging her IP, her Apps Without Code curriculum, and schools, these licensing agreements are like 6 figures and 7 figures, multiple year agreements to license her curriculum so that they can educate kids all over the world. Isn't that wild? If you are inspired, put yes in the chat. If you are inspired by this, okay, imagine your story being the seed to then educate kids, people all over, and you being paid handsomely for it. Like, this is wild, right? All right, y'all. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to show you how we took our offer ladder to the next level. Okay, because one of my obsessions is with identity. I love helping my customers identify themselves. Okay, so what I did is I said, all right, we have our offer ladder. Let me put a name to each person at each level. So for me, I created the brand ascension pyramid and I asked myself, okay, where are they at when they come into my universe? And I created products for each level. So I'm going to show you what our offer ladder looks like. So when you come into our universe, you usually want to learn, how do I launch my online course and do my first launch and make at least 5 figures, right? So we created Course from Scratch as a 2-month program to help them do that. And they are at the professional level. Boom. And then after they graduate, they're usually like, Danielle, I want to learn how to use webinars like you use them to scale to 6 figures and 7 figures a year. So then they become influencers because you have your course. Now you just need to get it in front of more people, AKA get recognized. So this is where we teach you how to create your own webinar. And if you want to run ads or do other marketing to scale it, you learn how to do that in our Course Alchemy program. And then the final step, they're like, all right, Danielle, we've done live webinars. Now we want to know how to automate everything. So the brand level is all about scale. This is all about automating. So you're going to automate your webinar funnel. You've got the ads running, so it's automated. And this is when you're ready to scale to 1 million or more. And this is our CEO circle level. So that is what a full offer suite looks like when you break your customers down to each identity and each milestone thereafter. All right. All right, y'all. Are you starting to see what's possible? Yes. All right. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Kabibi. Absolutely. All right. So with all of that, remember, y'all, everyone started with an MVC. The beautiful thing is the first step to going up this offer ladder is starting with your MVC, right? Once you launch that live version of your course, then you can pre-record it, then you can automate it and all of that. All right. So here's what we learned so far. Number one, you learn to use the RES and MVC method to turn your story into an online course and make 10K in 60 days. You saw how you can price your course at a premium, and you saw how to create your content in record time. The second thing we just talked about is how to identify your most valuable payers and create your offer ladder. So how to have customers that pay you for life. And then the third thing you learned is how to create your wealth plan that makes you over $200,000 in the next 12 months. So this is what we're going to learn right now. All right. I love it. Malcolm said, I'm beginning to see the light. Duke Ellington. Yes, I love it. So let's get into this wealth plan, y'all. I told you that my word for 2023 is wealth, because why? I want to be focused on creating wealth around our well-being. Okay. So give me a guilty if you've ever thought these things that you need to post in order to have a 6-figure course or 7-figure course. You need to post on social media every day. You need a podcast, YouTube channel. You need to be on the TikTok, on the Facebook, on the LinkedIn. You need to be active everywhere. You need to work nonstop 24/7. You got to tell your friends, your family, your kids, go away. I'm working, and never have time for them. And you need to do all these things in order to grow your online course to 6 or 7 figures in the next year. All right. Lots of guilty. Yeah, Melody, I feel you. That is me. I feel you. So I used to think this. In fact, I used to be this. Okay. I used to operate in this way until I discovered this wealth plan. So what I mean by wealth is it supports your well-being and creates wealth. So what I want us to get into the habit of asking is, does this habit support my well-being and create wealth? Okay. I call it the luxury of less. We were just talking about this. Coach Hazel was on with me earlier this week. We had our Q&A with our Course from Scratch members, and we talked about the luxury of less. Okay. I grew up doing the most. I am first generation. My mom is from Panama. My dad is from Jamaica. So we were all about doing the most all the time, doing 20 things all at the same time, everything, everywhere, all at once. And when I got into a groove with this business, it was because I realized, wait, I can exhale now because I have the internet. I have these tools that help me embody the luxury of less. A lot of times as a people, we do not afford ourselves, do not give ourselves permission to experience the luxury of less. And I mean doing less, right? Doing the most with the least. And it starts with this question: does this habit support my well-being and create wealth? All right. So let me show you my wealth plan that generated $1 million in 9 months. Okay. So here's how it started. It didn't start in the best way. So I launched my MVC in January of 2017. Okay. And I got lost in self-doubt, stress, and overwhelm. So imagine this: January all the way through September, August of that year, for 8 months, I was lost in self-doubt, stress, and overwhelm. Even though I launched my MVC, I thought it wasn't good enough. And I said, oh my God, I gotta go back to the lab. I need to lock myself in the living room. I need to re-record everything. Right. So I made no money for like 8 months. Now, when I committed to my wealth plan that October, here's what happened. Boom. October, I made $10,000 from my course. November, I made $13,000. December, I made $27K. January, $38K. February was my first six-figure month ever. And it was my birthday month. Let's go. Shout out to the Aquarians in the building. But February was my first six-figure month. March, and then I never looked back from there. March, April, May, June. If you add up these last 6 months, it was $1 million in 6 months. Okay. It started here. Now, what's wild is that I made $1 million in the 6 months from January to June of 2018. The year before, I made $2,000 in that same time, from $2,000 to $1 million in a 12-month period. Like what? And it was from focusing on less, focusing on my wealth plan. Okay. So what I did is right here is where I decided the ABCs. I've said, I need accountability, I need a blueprint, and I need community. And that's going to get my booty in action. That's going to get me from stopping myself and getting lost in self-doubt and wondering what's next. So that's when I invested in a program, and I worked with coaches who had made $1 million in a brand new business in 6 months. So my subconscious, you think it's a coincidence that the very next year I made $1 million in 6 months? Nah, my subconscious was like, well, if you're working with them, you must be able to do it because they did it. Right. So that's the beautiful thing about putting yourself in proximity with those who have already done what you're looking to do. All right. So let me show you my wealth habit that I used. So what I did is I said, what is the one habit I'm going to repeat to hit this $1 million? And it was a weekly webinar and running ads. So I said, when I do a webinar every week for a year, I'm going to make $1 million. It was known. It was indisputable. No doubt. I'm going to make $1 million when I do a webinar every week for a year. Boom. That was my wealth habit. And I did it in half the time, right? Was able to do it in 6 months, but 9 months total for me committing to it. So what I want you to see is when you choose the right wealth habit and you commit to it and you say, by any means necessary, I'm repeating this because I owe myself the luxury of less. And I know that it's probably going to look like this, right? You're going to hit the hockey stick growth when you repeat it. We have that ability. Okay. So when I committed to my wealth plan, it was about this I did it moment. For me, it was making $1 million. And the beautiful thing was, sure, yes, it was exciting that I made $1 million, but it was more about the fact that I kept my word to myself. So I want you to pay attention. Are you keeping your word to yourself? When it comes to launching your business this year, making 6 figures with your own business, making 7 figures with your own business, monetizing your expertise, finally, are you keeping your word to yourself, right? And so what I want to know is, what is your I did it moment? So, because today we're going to commit to our wealth habit today. And I want, when you decide what that wealth habit is for you, I want to know, what is that I did it moment that you're going to create? And just pop it in the chat real quick. Is it launching your online course? Is it making $10,000 in 60 days? Is it making 100K in a year? Is it making $1 million in 2 years? But pop in the chat, what is that I did it moment that you'd want to create? Awesome. Denise says launching an online course. Anthony says launching my course. Yeah, go ahead and pop it in the chat. Taj says 100,000, making 100,000. Jamila, launching my course, or Jamila. Sorry about that. Valerie, launching my course. Elaine, consistent income monthly. Denise, launching my online course and making 100K in 1 year and $1 million in 2 years and growing. I love the specificity, Denise. Here's what I want us to embrace right now. What if we embody our future selves now? Because I really believe in multiple dimensions, and that our future selves have already done it. So when I'm talking about my goals, I talk about it and relate to it as if it's already been done, because it has. It has already been written. So Denise, I want to congratulate you on launching your first course and on making 100K in the last year. And actually, we 2 years out and you already made $1 million from your course. Congratulations, Denise. Charles, I want to congratulate you on making 100,000. Keith, I want to congratulate you on making $1 million in 2 years. Dion, I want to congratulate you on earning 2.5 million. Courtney, I want to congratulate you on launching your course and making 100K. Rel, congratulations for launching your course. Peggy, I want to congratulate you. You did 10K in 6 months. Let's go. Stephen, congratulations on launching your course. And Jessica, Donna, congrats on having that passive income. As these are coming in, I want you all to read what everyone has done. The future you has done it, because you committed to the wealth habit. Is done, right? Is done. Let's go. Let's go. Yes. Brandon said, let's go with the comedic mentality. Let's go. Oh, Stacy, I got you. Picking a course topic is the easiest part, my dear. Easiest part. I got you on that. Let's go. I love it. The congrats are coming in. Are y'all feeling me? Let's go. That's right, Penelope. 4 million this year, 1 million. Let's go. All right. So let's take a look at the wealth plan. So I love these goals because I'm going to show you a moderate wealth plan. So let's take a look at this together. So you can approach things moderately or in a more aggressive way. And I'm going to show you a moderate plan. So this is our infinite marketing calendar that we use inside of our company. And we put in all of our marketing campaigns and launches and all that. And I want to show you how you can use this, right, for your wealth habit. So this is the wealth plan that I followed. However, you have a level up for me, because when I launched my MBC, do you remember what I told you? I got discouraged and I disappeared for 8 months. But here's what I recommend for you. If you want to make at least $200,000 in the next 12 months, this is your wealth plan. In the first 30 days, you are working on creating your MBC, right? Course topic, who's your customer, creating your milestones, using the CAR framework. And then in the next 30 days, you are launching and making your first 10,000. So you are enrolling those first people. Okay, boom. And we teach this in our course from scratch program. So that's your first 60 days. Now that you launch your MVC, you can relaunch it. So you would turn it around, flip it and reverse it, relaunch it. Okay. And we put moderate, you make a modest 5K, right, for the second launch. Then we go into overdrive. So then if you, in our course alchemy program, we teach you how to use what I did for my wealth habit, which is a webinar. So then you would create your webinar and you would start doing webinars twice a month. I did mine 4 times a month, again, at aggressive, but this is moderate. So if you did it twice a month, if you have your course priced at $2,000 to $3,000, look at that. That's a matter of seven or so sales a month. So that's like 3 to 4 sales per webinar. Boom. You see this? I love the hearts. Hey, let's go. I didn't realize on Zoom you could do the hearts. I love that. Yeah, let's see the hearts for this wealth plan. So you keep going and you see how it's inching up, because you're going to get better at the live webinars. Your conversion rates will get stronger. And then by the end of the year, you're learning how to then scale using ads, right? And then after this year, then you can automate it, right? So I did my webinar 100 times live. I'm not recommending that for you. You can really do it about, I would say, 10 times live, and then you can automate it. Okay. So if we add all of this up, it's $230,000 that you would make in 1 year. Okay. Is this making sense? And yeah, these are free webinars. So what I did is they were free webinars, and then you invite them to your program at the end. All right. So that's the wealth plan. Is this making sense? Like, who is seeing how simple this is, right? Put less in the chat if you seeing the luxury of less that we're talking about. Okay. And what's possible. So I want to show you, remember my wealth habit. This is what happened when I committed to mine. So I grew it from 0 to $1 million in 2 years. And remember, I told you, I launched my MBC. I got scared. I locked myself away. And then I invested in a program, and then boom, it took off in the last 6 months. So this is the Millie. The next 2 years, I 10x'd it, grew it by 10 million. The next year grew it by another 10 million, which is wild. But I want to show you someone who, like I said, you break the 4-minute mile, your members, your students are going to outrun you, which I freaking love. So this is Dominique Broadway. She is amazing, founder of Finances Demystified. She used what we teach in Course Alchemy. In Course Alchemy, that's our program where you learn how to do webinars. So she did webinars. She did the same wealth habit, weekly webinar. She had 2 online courses. That was it. Okay. And she did the wealth habit. She generated $8 million in less than 2 years. So forget about my little measly, $1 million 2 years. She did 8 million in less than 2 years. And majority of that was in the last year of that time. Because again, it goes like this, and then it goes like that when you commit to your wealth habit, right? Like I am so, like, you have no idea how hype I get to see this happening, right? Yeah, she did Course Alchemy, and she was in my CEO circle. Absolutely. So are you feeling excited? Exactly, Lydia, the compound effect. So are you feeling excited? Are you seeing what's possible? Like, let me know. So we're going to do a recap. So you learned, number 1, how to use the RES and MVC method to turn your story into an online course and make 10K in 60 days. Then you learned how to identify your most valuable payers and create your offer ladder, because creating your course is just the first step. It unlocks endless possibilities after that. And then we just learned how to create your wealth plan that makes you over $2,000 in the next 12 months when you commit to those wealth habits. And you saw how when you do it aggressively, then it can actually do $1 million in a year or 8 million, right? So do you want to see how I can actually help you launch your MVC? Now that you've learned these things, you may be wondering, can you help me do this, Danielle? You may be like, I would love the ABCs. I would love accountability. I would love a blueprint, and I would love community to keep me motivated to get me to the finish line. So give me a yes if you want to see how we can work together. I have a brand new way that you can work with me in 2023 that I'm so excited to show you. So let's go, y'all. My whole goal is helping you build a WFA work from anywhere business, or WFH work from home business. So here's how we can work together. And because it is this community, we have something very, very special for you. I know that y'all are about the business. So there are 2 options for you. The first, I'm going to break down for you. I'll walk you through what it looks like so you can make a very informed decision on your next step. You can get started with CFS, which is my course from scratch program, where you'll learn to create and launch your MVC in 30 to 60 days and make at least $10,000. You'll learn how to price it at a premium. You'll learn how to select a course topic and position it as a premium, and then how to enroll your first students. Or you can do our accelerator program. And this is where you get immediate access to course from scratch and Course Alchemy. So everything in CFS, plus you'll learn how to launch your own webinar or masterclass funnel and grow to over $200,000 per year. So if you're on that fast track, you will want the accelerator. Okay. So with CFS and CA, Course from Scratch and Course Alchemy, you do not have to do it alone. All right. They are both going to give you the ABCs, accountability, blueprint, and community. And in CFS and CA, we will follow the wealth plan. So this wealth plan I just showed you, in CFS, we're going to focus on launching your MVC in 30 to 60 days and making your first $10,000. And then in Course Alchemy, we will shift to focusing on launching your webinar funnel and making over 200,000 or more in that first year. All right. So here's what's inside CFS. So CFS is a 30 to 60 day live program to launch your course and make over $10,000. So it's a hybrid program where you have pre-recorded lessons that you can watch at your own pace. Plus we have a live Q&A and coaching and community if you want that accountability. So part one is the course, and I'm going to break down our curriculum. So we have 6 very straightforward milestones that are dynamic to help you get to your goal. The first one, we help you set your course launch goal and timeline. So you say, I will enroll 10 people at $3,000 to make $30,000 by April 1st, right? So we help you set that first milestone. Then we help you select your profitable course topic. One of you said, if only I knew what to teach, I can't think of my course topic. We will help you select that profitable course topic. Then we have a mindset module where we help you create your miracle morning and your success habits. This module by itself is transformational and worth the cost of admission. Number 4, then we're going to get into your customers and help you identify your most valuable payers. And then number 5, you will learn how to create your own framework. Like I have my MBC method, you will learn how to create your own framework and method. And then number 6, you'll learn how to set up your simple funnel and enroll over $10,000 worth of your first members. All right. So this is these 6 milestones that we cover in CFS. Okay. So that is part 1. Put hallelujah in the chat if you enjoyed my teaching style today. If you learned something today and you enjoyed the MVC and the RESPECT, the RES framework, and the wealth habit, put hallelujah in the chat, because I show up in the same way in the course. Okay. So all those modules you just saw, you are going to get immediate access to those, and you can start watching me and we're going to become besties. Okay. I see lots of hallelujahs. Let's go. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. So part 2 is the coaching. So there is a live coaching component, which is amazing. Okay. The first piece, we have a live Q&A. So I do a live Q&A for you where I can answer your questions live when you're stuck. The second piece, we have tasty workshops. So these are live workshops where we will, on the workshop with Coach Hazel and with our other members, we will help you determine your course topic. We will also help you script out your tasty content to enroll people. All right. And then with the coaching, we have a question thread inside our community. So if you have a question outside of our live sessions, you can actually write it inside our community, and our coaches will answer you within 24 hours, Monday through Friday. That's wild. All right. So that is the coaching. And then part 3 is the community. So in the community, you will see posts like this, people sharing their wins. Here's what I launched, here were the results, and here's what I learned. You can also connect with an accountability partner. So right when you get your login for Course from Scratch, you will go into the community and you can put a post up to connect with an accountability partner. Will help facilitate that. And you get to meet promotional partners. When you're ready to promote your course, there are people who can help you promote, and then again, you'll learn from other member wins. Okay. So again, we got the ABCs, accountability, blueprint, and community. We got that covered for you. Okay. So this is everything you get when you join me in CFS, the course, the coaching, and the community. And again, CFS is teaching you the power of pre-selling. So you're going to make back your investment like that. Within 30 days of joining CFS, James made over $17,000, which is wild because he didn't have a following. He had friends and family, but he used our pre-selling framework and scripts to enroll people and pre-sell. Okay. And then this is Chelsea. She was on a class like this and she was like, I want to learn how to pre-sell. She pre-sold, she used the tasty content frameworks. She enrolled, she made $34,000 within 30 days, which is wild. And then she kept going. Oh, I don't have it in here, but she kept going. And in month 11 of that same year, she had made over $300,000, which is wild, from CFS. Okay. So this is everything you're getting inside CFS, the course, the coaching, and the community. And are you ready to see bonuses? So listen, I want to make it a no-brainer. This community is on fire. I know that when you say you're going to do something, you keep your word and you do it. So I want to make it a no-brainer. So I have a couple bonuses, if that's all right, to make sure that we get you enrolled. Okay. I love it with the let's go. Thank you, Charmaine. So first is a 7-day email list builder. Here's the thing. I have been able to build an email list that has 500,000 folks on it. Why? Because I created an online course and an offer, and I followed what you're going to learn in the 7-day email list builder to build this email list. What that means is when we launched our podcast, we were able to secure over $100,000. I think it was $125,000 in sponsors before we even launched the podcast. And it was because we had an email list. So I want you to also have this asset you can monetize for whatever the heck you want, in addition to your course sales. Okay. So you're going to get that for free when you enroll today. The second thing you get, this is so good. The likes don't buy guide. So I'm going to show you how I made over $25,000 per month from Instagram. So the beautiful thing about this is you can use this on Instagram, but you can also use it for LinkedIn. Put linked in the chat if you're on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is one of the best channels to grow your online course sales. So you can apply this to LinkedIn, to Pinterest, to TikTok, even to Facebook, to YouTube. So you can use this likes don't buy guide for all those platforms. If you're just getting started on social media, or you want to learn how to convert sales on social media, this is going to be amazing for you. All right. I see a lot of LinkedIn folks. Listen, y'all, LinkedIn is amazing for online course sales and building your authority. So who's ready to join CFS? Like, who is feeling this? Put yes in the chat if you're feeling this, to get the course, the community, and the coaching. So in a moment, you'll have the opportunity to pay in full or do a payment plan. If you can pay in full, pay in full, like pay in full. I really believe when you pay money, you pay attention. When you show up and you pay in full, that future version of yourself that's paying in full, that's the version you want to show up. That's the version who's going to say, I'm going to keep my word to myself. I'm going to do these wealth habits and we're going to make it happen. So if you can pay in full, pay in full, because when you pay in full, you get a live session with me. So I want to help you collapse time even more. On this live session, I'm going to walk you through my 6-figure/7-figure course roadmap. So you'll get to create your own 6-figure, 7-figure course roadmap, and you'll follow what I did. So I, on this session, walk you through my pricing strategy. So how over time I have changed my pricing, my packaging. So how do you inspire high pay in full rates? How do you create a bonus to where you can actually double what you earn? Okay. And these are all counterintuitive things that are going to blow your mind. And then we're going to look at who you are, whether you're an introvert, extrovert, whether you have a network or you don't. And we'll look at how you can climb the brand ascension pyramid and make sales using what you already have. So again, if you can pay in full, pay in full. Put pay in full in the chat. If you, or full in the chat, put full in the chat. If you understand the value of paying in full. All right. So here's everything you're getting. You're getting the course, the community, and the coaching for CFS, course from scratch. You're getting the 7-day email list bill. You're getting the likes don't buy guide. And when you pay in full, you're getting that live session with me so we can collapse time together. All right. So put CFS in the chat if you're feeling that CFS. Okay. So now that you've learned what's in CFS, I'm going to show you what's inside Course Alchemy, because some of you, if not all of you, when you hear about what we've done with this accelerator, when you hear about this, you're going to be like, oh, I want both. I want to enroll in CFS and Course Alchemy because of the deal we are giving you right now. So in Course Alchemy, okay, with the accelerator, you're going to get both. You're going to get everything in CFS plus Course Alchemy, which shows you how to launch your own webinar funnel and grow to over 200,000 per year. So Course Alchemy, I'm going to show you. I'm so excited. This program is ridiculous. So the first thing you get is my sales simulator. So the sales simulator, this is what I use to scale to 1 million. I believe that the only way to predict the future is to create it. So what you're going to get is a copy of my sales simulator. All you need to pop in is the price of your course. And then you will be able to tell it if you want to do a $500,000 plan or $1 million plan. So if you want to scale to $500,000 in the next year, you would do the Milli tab. And then there's a $1 million tab if you want to scale to 1 million. And it will auto-populate with how much you need to get on your webinar. Even if you're running ads, it'll calculate that for you. But this sales simulator is going to help you see how many sales do I need to get month over month to meet my Milli goal. All right. That's the first piece. The second thing you get is your scalable offer. So what I'm going to show you is how to turn your MVC into an offer that stands alone that you can scale. Okay. So I'll show you how to develop your framework, how to put it on a beautiful platform and all of that. So this is where we really dive into like how to create that beautiful online course. The third, you get a copy of my webinar funnel that made $350,000 per month for a couple years, actually more than a few years straight, the same webinar funnel. So you're going to click a button and it is going to auto-populate for you. And all you need to do is go and write in your own headline. So you're getting a clone of my webinar funnel so that you do not need to set it up yourself or do anything crazy. Like you're going to get a copy of it. Okay. And then the fourth thing, When you are ready to run ads, you are going to get my ads training. Okay. So I used to actually run my own ads, and I'm going to show you how I was able to do that. I'll also show you how to hire someone to do it for you when you're ready to do that. Before you pay for marketing, though, there's unpaid marketing and free marketing. So you'll get my tasty content templates, and you'll learn how to scale your webinar using unpaid marketing. And then the final thing you get is the Dream Team module. So remember, the way I went from 1 million to 10 million was hiring a dream team. So you're going to get in this module, my hiring decision matrix. So knowing when to hire, who to hire, and how to hire. And then as a bonus, you're getting the pay scale playbook. So how much do you pay a VA? How much do you pay a freelancer? How much do you pay a full-time person? And when do you even do that? Right? So if you've ever wondered about a team, put team in the chat. If you're like, yo, how about you just tell me how to hire somebody to build this for me, or hire a VA to help assist me, right? So the beautiful thing about Course Alchemy is it helps you create a live webinar funnel and even an automated webinar funnel, so you can have repeatable earnings. So you set it up once and you have an asset that you feed traffic to, and it'll keep earning. All right. That's right. Teamwork makes the dream work. I heard that, Leonard. All right. So this is also coming with a pay in full bonus. So in a moment, you'll be able to either get started with CFS, or you can get started with our accelerator, where you get CFS and Course Alchemy. When you pay in full for the accelerator, here's what you're getting: the $900,000 month breakdown. So we have now had $2 million months. Before we had our milli months, though, we had a 900K month, and I had a 900K month with just one online course. So I'm going to show you how you can take your one course and make $900,000 in 1 month. So you'll see the blueprint of how we made it. Okay. It is a breakdown. So this is everything you're getting: the sales simulator, the scalable offers, how to upgrade your MVC, a clone of my webinar funnel, a training on organic marketing, and then the hiring templates. And when you pay in full, you're also getting that 900,000 month breakdown. Say yes in the chat if you are excited. If you're like, I already know, I want to take this to the moon. I want to do 6 figures, 7 figures. I want to learn how to do webinars. So it's time, y'all, to get you enrolled in either CFS so you can get started, or if you do nothing, join CFS. But those of y'all who really want to accelerate, I want to welcome you into the accelerator, where you get everything in CFS. You'll launch your webinar funnel and grow to 200K per year. So pop in the chat, which one are you ready to enroll in? Okay. Before we drop that link, I want to know, are you getting started with CFS, or are you doing both? Are you doing the accelerator? And you're like, nah, I want the wealth habit. I want the webinar. I want the offer ladder. Like, show me how to level all the way up with the accelerator. So put CFS so you can launch that MVC, make 10K, or put both if you want to also get the webinar. Okay, I see accelerator. I see both. Accelerator, Anthony, CFS, Mia both, Booker both, Marie both, Tanisha both, Tyrell both. Let's go. So all of you who just said both, there's one thing that you will get when you enroll in the accelerator. Okay, whether you do the payment plan or pay in full, when you join the accelerator, you are going to get an invitation to our Since 3000. So I just launched my podcast a month ago, the Since 3000 podcast. We are having our Since 3000 podcast launch event. It is an intimate event with me, with my guests, some of you, some who you see on the screen here, with our sponsors and with our team members. And you get to join us at this intimate in-person event. Former mastermind members, you get to mastermind with all of us. And so when you join the accelerator, you get a ticket to this for free. This is happening in March. All right. So you get to meet us in person. All right. Who wants this? Put yes in the chat. And I hope any of y'all who are on the fence about CFS or both, you're like, accelerator, it's done. I get to come in person in March. Like, let's do it. All right. So normally for both, the total value is over $27,000. Like, this is wild. Like, what you are learning in CFS and CA, you are learning to build $1 million business. Regular accelerator enrollment for CFS and CA is almost $20,000. Okay. We have people, over 200 people have enrolled in Course Alchemy, and they paid $10,000 to $18,000 for just Course Alchemy. All right. So we are doing something real wild for y'all. So remember, over 200 people have paid almost $20,000 for Course Alchemy. Okay. And for both, we have a no-brainer discount enrollment. Right now, you can get started with CFS for just $24.97. And we have a payment plan. But remember, when you pay in full, you get that live session with me. So if you do nothing at all, get started with CFS, y'all. So you can launch that MVC. And team, feel free to drop that link. And then, or you can join the accelerator where you get in CFS and Course Alchemy for just $7K or 2 payments of $4K. And remember, when you pay in full, you're going to get that $900K course breakdown. And when you join the accelerator, whether you pay in full or do the payment plan, you are getting a ticket to our live event. I know, Leonard, I know. All right. So we're going to drop the hyperlink. So it's clickable with the HTTP at the front. So y'all could just click it and go to it, but it is coursefromscratchbbs.com. And I'm going to walk you through it because I want you to choose what's right for you. So remember, y'all, if you do nothing, join us in CFS. If you do nothing at all. All right. This is where you can claim your discounted enrollment. Now let's go to it together and we're going to walk through it together. Now, remember, you are learning to create a program that you can price at $2,000 or $3,000. Notice you get 2 sales or 1 sale and you've already paid for the enrollment for CFS. You get 2 sales, you've already paid for the accelerator program. And then everything is on top of that. Okay. Like, let's go, y'all. Like, let's go. All right. So let's say we had a lot of y'all say both. So we're going to click this. Okay. Everyone who chose both, you're going to click this, enroll now in CFS and CA. And it's going to take you to our accelerator page and you're going to make your selection, whether you want a single payment. And remember, when you choose this, you are going to get the $900,000 month breakdown. So you get to see behind the scenes of a $900,000 month, and you can go ahead and fill out your information. All right. And what you will see is you can check out with your debit card or credit card, or you can do PayPal. So you fill out your information, you click PayPal, it's going to take you to PayPal. Now we also have a financing option with Affirm. Okay. And that's going to be the checkout, or you can select this if you want to do the payment plan. Now, remember, when you enroll in the accelerator, whether you do the payment plan or the pay in full, you will get a free ticket to our Since 3000 podcast launch party, where you get to be at the intimate event with me, other mastermind members, other guests and sponsors. And that is happening in March. So make sure you get enrolled. All right, y'all. So let me go to our CFS page and show you what you get here. So again, it's coursefromscratchbbs.com. Right? This is it right here, coursefromscratchbbs.com. And when you click over, you're going to get on this page. And if you want CFS, you will click enroll now, and please pay in full, y'all. So you get that live session with me. All right. So you're going to click pay in full or do the payment plan. Yes. Leonard is like, this is a no-brainer, right? That's what I said. So what makes it even more of a no-brainer, okay, is that you are also getting access to the brand new Course from Scratch program inside of MemberUp. So the beautiful thing about this is a brand new platform. Here are screenshots of what it looks like. I'm a partner in the platform. You're going to get first access to it, so you can also use it for your courses when you launch. All right. So team, no excuses. We have had people phone a family member. We have had people, move things around to make this a priority. And here's what I want to tell you. It comes with a 7-day money back guarantee, y'all. 7-day money back guarantee. So here's why we are so confident about this. If you join CFS or CA, we are committed to helping you identify your topic, finding your audience. We have live sessions to help you do it. All right. And I see some folks coming in. I want to shout y'all out in just a minute. As soon as I finish this, I love to congratulate people while we're on. So I'll shout you out in just a minute because I see people are already joining. Let's go. But it does come with a 7-day money back guarantee. Any questions at all, you can always contact us at hello@danielleleslie.com. We have over 1,000 members who have sent in videos and written testimonials that I'll show you in just a second. But let's go. Ruth, welcome, paid in full. Let's go, Ruth. I cannot wait to work with you inside CFS. Let me know what you are going to be, or what inspired you to join in the chat. And then let me know in the chat if you have joined, and if I missed you, pop it in there. And I want to congratulate, we got Hannah. Welcome to CFS, Hannah. Let's go. Let me know what inspired you to join in the chat. And we have Blake paid in full. Let's go, Blake. We got our first accelerator. Let's go, Blake. I would love to know what inspired you to join. Was it the ticket to our in-person Since 3000 party? Was it the 900K course launch breakdown? Was it something about this presentation? Is it where you are in your life? All right. So, and let me know if you have any clarifying questions that I can answer for you. So we have a couple that have come in. So what if you already have a course? Oh yeah. So if you already have a course, here's my question. CFS is designed to help you make your first $10,000 from your course. So if you haven't made your first $10,000 from your course, CFS is going to help you do that. So what it will help you do is audit your existing course, help you check out your premium, make sure it's premium pricing, make sure you're incorporating your unique story into it, and then show you how to identify your customers and get them enrolled. So if you haven't made $10,000 or more from your first course, you can still do CFS. Now, if you already have your course and you have made $10,000, you want to do Course Alchemy, because that's going to help you go to the next level. That will show you how to use webinars to scale your course to 6 figures or 7 figures, how to use marketing, and how to hire. Okay, so how to automate, delegate, and elevate into your CEO identity. That's what Course Alchemy will help you do. Okay, so depending on where you are, you can make your selection that way. Mia, or Maya, I think it's Mia, said, is this applicable if you desire to sell courses to corporations? Absolutely, Mia. So if you think about it, your most valuable payer can also be a corporation, right? So we have people in our program who sell to corporations. You saw Tara Reed is a great example. She is now selling her Apps Without Code bootcamp to corporations, which are schools, right? Educational institutions. But we also have people who have definitely sold to corporations. So one example is even Alicia Price. She made $13,000 from her co-parenting course. And a portion of that was a nonprofit organization that paid her $7,000 to come and do a workshop teaching her co-parenting curriculum. All right. So absolutely. So get on in here. And then one thing I want to remind you, everyone, all of you who join right now, yes. So Mia, talk to your business partner, try to call her up right now if you can. Okay. But yeah, I would say if you're able to talk to her right now, try to do that so you can claim all these bonuses, right away. Let's go, Len. Paid in full for the accelerator. Is that you, Leonard? I'm assuming maybe Len is short for Leonard. Paid in full for the accelerator. Let's go. Let me know what inspired you to join in the chat. I cannot wait to work with you. I cannot wait to meet you in person. I can't wait to see you on our sessions, but let me know what inspired you to join. But yeah, Mia, just keep in touch with us, but see if you can call your business partner now so you can get enrolled, so you can claim all the discounts and the bonuses and all of that. And if you have any questions at all, you can always email us, hello@danielleleslie.com, Mia, because I want to make sure you get enrolled. All right. One thing, everyone who just joined, you are going to get the Likes Don't Buy guide. And I want to show you what's possible with this alone. So the one asset that you're going to learn to create inside Course from Scratch and inside Course Alchemy is your tasty content. So the Likes Don't Buy guide, this is going to show you and give you tasty content scripts. The tasty content is going to help you pre-sell your course. So here's what's been possible. Daria is a hair and makeup artist. She's awesome. She enrolled in Course from Scratch. She got the Likes Don't Buy guide. She posted one piece of tasty content. It got over 600 likes, over 140 comments, and 30 people interested in taking her course. And she had 2,000 followers. She didn't have 10K followers, 1 million followers, 2,000 followers. So imagine, even if you have a couple hundred people who are following you, imagine getting even a fraction of the 30, getting 5 people interested in taking your course after just putting one piece of content up. That's what's possible with this guide. Chastity is an author and illustrator. She enrolled, she got the Likes Don't Buy guide, put up her first piece of tasty content, made $1,200 within a few days of putting it up. All right. So one more thing that you're getting when you join right now is the, let me make sure I'm going to all the chats. Oh, here we go. Awesome. Oh, got it. Q&A. Okay. Yeah. So if you have any questions, make sure you pop them in so I can see them. Oh, here we go. Leonard says, I'm excited. Awesome. Yes. All right. So, making sure I get everything. Okay. Yes. And Denise, Oh, yes, Denise. Okay. Thank you, Hazel, for answering her question. One more thing you're getting when you join CFS or the accelerator, you get CFS and Course Alchemy, the 100K course launch breakdown. So this is one final bonus that I'm including. Why? Because again, going back to that 4-minute mile, I want to show you all that when you come in and you learn from this breakdown and you see how I was able to do 6 figures, over $100,000 in 2 weeks from my course, that you will be able to do it too. That's why when I achieve a milestone, I create a guide so that you can see and you can do it too. Now, here's a special thing about when I made this money in 2 weeks. It was me and a part-time virtual assistant. She was working 10 hours a week and me. That was it to generate $167,000 in 2 weeks. So what I'm going to show you is the exact launch timeline, the emails, the ads, and the strategies. So imagine you're going to get all the emails I used so that you can use those as a template for your launch. That includes the email subject, the email copy, but also the open rate and the click-through rate. So you can see the performance of these ads, of these emails. You'll also get the ads I ran in case you want to run ads. And then I break down what worked and what didn't. All right. So put 100 in the chat. If you want this 100K course launch breakdown, put 100 in the chat. All right. Hey, Mirna, I missed you. Let's go. Paid in full. Welcome, Mirna or Mirna. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Let me know in the chat what inspired you to join. Let's get it popping. I want to make sure I'm welcoming everybody. What is this? Walt Jack. Let's go, Walt Jack. Let me know what inspired you to join. You are in CFS, Walt Jack. I cannot wait to work with you. Let me know what inspired you to join. All right. Now, remember, in order to enroll, you just head on over to coursefromscratchbbs.com and you are going to see this and you're going to make your selection. And remember, if you do nothing, join CFS. All right. But if you're ready and you know, I want to launch my course and I also want to scale it, then make sure you click here and you enroll in Course from Scratch and Course Alchemy. So you get that accelerator. All right. All right. Awesome. Let's get back to these. And I want to show you all one thing I like to show. I'm going to show y'all a real time example. Okay. So here, that's just a reminder of everything you're getting today. I'm going to take you all to I'm going to take you to something special. I want to show you 2 things. So I want to show you that when you join CFS, you are joining an incredible community. So we have people who have created courses on all kinds of topics, from art, performance, writing, beauty and fashion, business and marketing, coaching, consulting, education, finances, investing, real estate, health, fitness, personal development, family and relationships, and other. And team, if we want to, oh, awesome. Thank you guys for popping that link back in the chat. I'll see the hundreds. Let's go. So this inspires me every single time, because you have Alicia here with co-parenting. You have Glow here, who made 6 figures teaching blogging abroad course. Carol made $77,000 teaching personal finance. Emily made $14,000 from just her first couple of launches in marketing. Laurel teaches social selling and she made $150,000. She was able to quit her full-time corporate job and now she's able to be at home with her kids. Gina is the founder of Mighty Networks, and she's now used what she's learned from CFS and Course Alchemy to scale Mighty Networks and teach her team. Erin is an actress, and she used Course from Scratch to make $30,000, and she teaches other actors and actresses about mindset and how to audition. Jess is a dancer. She teaches you how to create your dance rebel routine to get back to yourself if you're going through a breakdown or a break up. Right? She made over 2,000. Now she's made over 5 figures. So this, I want you to see, we have so many of these videos. There are over 300 videos on this page, beauty and fashion. There's Alicia on here. I'm sorry. Yes, Alicia on here, a different Alicia, or Leisha rather, Leesha. She has a hair business. And so what she did is she created her course that was originally priced under $1,000. On one of our live Q&A sessions, I showed her how she could create a $10,000 offer. Remember the offer ladder, y'all. We went over the offer ladder. So she had her entry course that was under $1,000. And then I said, Alicia, let's create a $10,000 version. So on her next level of her offer ladder, she had a $10,000 day where you could come out and meet her. She was based in China. She's from the UK. I want to say she's Jamaican like me, but I might be getting that wrong. But she's from the UK. She moved to China, learned the language, Black woman speaking Mandarin. She got to know all the factories. So you could pay her $10,000 to go out there and she would do a day with you and map out your hair business and take you to the factories. Like, do you know that we created that $10,000 offer together on a live Q&A session? She went and sold it in the next 2 weeks. So like what you don't realize is you are getting, yes, you're getting course from scratch. You're getting the ability to log in right away. As soon as you join, you'll get the login. And I encourage you, watch the welcome video right now. But you're also going to get those live coaching sessions where we can do things like that, you know, brainstorm your next offer. So again, this page goes on and on and on. We have so many success stories, and I want you to see the diversity of the topics, of the backgrounds. All right. Yes. Okay. Let's get back right here. And let me make sure I did. Let's go, Johnny. Welcome to CFS, Johnny. I cannot wait to work with you. Let me know in the chat what inspired you to join. And Arik Poe, let's go, Arik Poe. Welcome to CFS. I cannot wait to work with you. Let me know in the chat what inspired you to join. All right, let's go. So let me know if there's anything keeping you from getting involved, y'all. I want you to get involved. I want you to be excited. I want you to be inspired. All right, so let me show you a couple other things here, a couple other reminders. When you enroll in CFS and Course Alchemy in our accelerator program, you are going to get that ticket to our podcast launch party. Okay, boom, there it is. So I can't wait to meet you, Leonard or Len. And then there was one other person who was on here who joined. I cannot wait to meet you. So y'all listen, do you remember what your theme word was for 2023? Some of your words were energy, was focus, was wealth. My word, as you know, is wealth, W-E-L-L-T-H. And we talked a lot about how you can create a business that is in service of your well-being and also promotes the well-being of others, right? So when you join, you're going to be able to do all those things. All right. And Coach Hazel, can you let me know, do we have the hotline open? Because I have this up, but I'm not sure if we have the hotline open. And if not, you can all, hey, let's go, Charmaine. Welcome to CFS. I cannot wait to work with you. There you are. Maggie, paid in full. Welcome to CFS, Maggie. I cannot wait to work with you. Johnny, welcome to CFS. I cannot wait to work with you. Let me know what inspired you to join in the chat. Leonard said, this fits into my vision. That's God inspired. I love it. Awesome. And yeah, let me know, Hazel, if our hotline is open. And if it is, that's the number, but it may not be. But this is our email. If you need to reach us if you have a single question and you're like, I just want to email the team real quick, get it answered and get enrolled. Or if you need to split payments across 2 different cards, send us an email right now, because I want to make sure you get enrolled so you get all of these bonuses. All right. Yes. So we have so many things that make this program different. Charmaine says, I'm a vegan chef. I've created a program to help people eat better. I needed help to share it with the world. Yes, let's go, Charmaine. I love this. Oh, I love this question. Barbara said, how old is your oldest client? So as far as I know, she is 75. We may have one who's older than her, but Miss Patricia is 75 years old and she's amazing. So she is a retiree and she teaches other retirees how to live their best life. And I have a really special story about Miss Patricia. Oh, okay, great. So hold please on if we have the hotline open, but the email address is hello@danielleleslie.com. And so great story about Miss Patricia. When she enrolled in Course from Scratch, she sent me a Facebook message and she said, Danielle, I just joined CFS and I realized I used to teach your dad in Jamaica, in Kingston. So my dad is from Kingston and he went to, I think it's called Calabar High School. She's like, I was your dad's teacher in high school in Jamaica. And now you're teaching me in CFS. And I was like, wait, what? Like, because she didn't find me through my dad. You know what I mean? Like they haven't been in touch for decades, right? Like high school was a while ago, right? So she found me. And what that really rang true for me was, one, the best time to start is now, right? There's no such thing as it's too late. The best time to start is right now. But two, when you show up as your full self, you are going to attract people who are magnetized and gravitate towards you because of who you're showing up as. So I showed up as the, full version of me who happens to be from Jamaican descent, and she vibed with that and she couldn't help but join. And turns out she taught my dad in high school, which I thought was so wild. Awesome. Oh, Melanie, do you know Calabar High School? Oh, wow. Yo. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So if you are thinking about joining, get in. Your brothers are Calabar. Oh, no way. Okay, so we don't have, got it. Thank you so much for confirming. So if you have any questions, pop them in the chat. I want to make sure I answer them so we can get you enrolled, so we can get you all these bonuses. And if you prefer to have my team answer it privately over email, you can send us an email to hello@danielleleslie.com. Or if you need to split your payments over a couple cards, you can do that. Let's go, fam. Oh my God, no way, no. Yo, I'm going to share that with my dad. This is wild. This is why I love when you are creating your course, you're creating these amazing communities you didn't even know you could do. All right. So if you are having any troubles enrolling, I see a couple are having, getting like a failed payment. Just make sure you could open up a new private incognito browser and go to the link again, coursefromscratchbbs.com, and that should work. All right. Yeah. So Anthony. Okay, awesome, Tanisha. Yes, let's get you in. Let's get you in. So Anthony, if you're just joining us, when you click that link that Chanel just posted, you will see your two options, and you'll see that CFS course from scratch. If you want to get started immediately, launch your course and make $10,000, that is the option for you. It is $24.97. We also have a payment plan, but when you pay in full, you're going to get a live session with me where we will map out your 6-figure or 7-figure roadmap. Then you have the other option. If you want our accelerator, you'll get everything in CFS plus Course Alchemy, where you'll learn how to use webinars to scale your course to 6 or 7 figures. All right. So make sure you get enrolled. One huge thing to remind you of, you are going to learn how to take your life experiences and package them into an offer that you can price at $2,000 or $3,000. So just one sale of that, and you have paid for your admission in CFS. 2 sales, you have paid for your admission in the accelerator. So if you can do the accelerator, like, do it. Pay in full, get the 900K breakdown, get the ticket to our launch party so you can meet all of us in person. I'm telling you, the power of proximity is real. Okay. All right. Awesome. So one thing I want to highlight, y'all, you're going to learn the MVC method in detail, right? I wasn't able to go into detail on today's class with the CAR method, how you're going to take your topic and life experience and break it down into 3 to 5 major milestones so your members can get results. But we go into detail inside CFS. And this is Nicaila. Anybody familiar with Side Hustle Pro? Let me know in the chat if you're familiar with Side Hustle Pro. But she is an incredible podcast host, and she had already created and launched a course. She was not pleased with how it turned out. So she enrolled in CFS and she made $15K in 7 days. I met her in person a year later at a conference. By that time, she had made over 6 figures from her course, in addition to what she was making from her podcast sponsorships. So she said, there's no fluff. Like, that's why I love the MVC method. It removes the fluff. All right. All right. Awesome. Yeah. And Michelle, if you're a CFS member, I would say log back in. Like, you have your login. If you need your login, send us an email and we'll show you how to log back in. But I would say there's no better time to get in than now. So for all of you, one amazing thing we have is as soon as you join, so everyone who joined and I called out hey, we got one more, let's go. The Career Mompreneur paid in full. Welcome to CFS. I cannot wait to work with you. Let me know in the chat what you are going to be teaching, and let me log into our other platform and make sure I'm not missing anyone who enrolled. I want to make sure and welcome everyone. All right, let's see if it lets me. All right, cool. So, one amazing thing, everyone who, and I'm see if I can get into the other platforms I can welcome. We had other people on the platform on the other dashboard join, but when you enroll, you are going to get access immediately to the course. Here's what I want to tell you. All of you who joined, congratulations. Like, let's get it. What I want you to do is take immediate action. Momentum is the best gift you can give yourself. Log in. You'll get your login within the next hour. Log in right now. And I want you to watch the welcome video. You're also going to get an email with an invitation to our new member orientation. So every Monday, we have a new member orientation. We're going to walk you through the program. So you'll get a tour of our course. You're going to get a training on how to set your course launch goal. So on that member orientation, we help you achieve your first milestone, which is setting your course launch goal. So what are you going to price your course at? How much are you going to make? How many people are you going to enroll in what time period? So in just a few days time, you can have clarity on your launch goal. All right. So, and you're going to join our cohort right now where we have people who are gearing to launch their course in March. Some in March if they're on the 30-day plan, or April if they're on the 60-day plan. Yes, Denise, that's you. I'm a personal and business finances. Amazing. Let's go. All right. So again, head on over to that link and make sure that you get enrolled. And I want to show you, Krista. Listen, y'all, I am like so impressed by our students every single day, because what happens is I think back to my journey, right? And I shared a little bit about my journey where I didn't join a coaching program. I didn't join a course at first. I didn't get the accountability, the blueprint, the community to make sure that I was moving forward with my business. And so I got scared, right? And so I love seeing students like Krista who kept the momentum. So she joined Course from Scratch. She launched her program. She even tested different price points, and she made 6 figures in 8 months. And that was with no ads. Like, she didn't have to pay for anything except for Course from Scratch. That was her only investment. And she was able to scale to $116,000 in 8 months. Like, wild. Okay. Yes. She teaches like tax and accounting. Okay. And then Crystal, who is actually my very, very best friend. The big takeaway for her is she got to create her pixel method. So imagine what's going to be possible when you have a framework, you have a methodology, a framework that you're known for. So that one framework, you can create your online course, right? Where you teach your framework and you can price it at $2,000 or $3,000 and scale that. You can get paid to speak. So Crystal has been hired to do speaking engagements, teaching her same method. I myself have been paid most recently $10,000 for an hour virtually. So I just opened up my laptop, showed up for an hour, taught my same framework, got paid $10,000 for it. We have a member who got, one of the people who was in this presentation today, she got a 6-figure book deal based on, guess what? Her course framework, 6-figure book deal. We have consulting. So before I had scaled my course, I had launched it and I took my same course framework and I got a $67,000 consulting contract with a company. One of you asked, can I use this to sell into corporations? Can I sell my course to corporations? Do you teach me how to do that? Absolutely. In fact, I got a $67,000 consulting contract and all I was doing was teaching the same framework. So there are so many ways to monetize. I just want you to be smart and see all the possibilities in front of you right now and take that action. Let's go. Financial Freedom Road. I see you paid in full. Welcome to CFS. I cannot wait to work with you. Let me know what inspired you in the chat to join. And we've got just a few more minutes. So if you are thinking about joining, make sure you get on in. I want to remind you of everything you are getting. Let me take us back. And then I want to show you a couple more stories, but I'm going to take us back to what we're going to be doing. So remember that inside CFS, we're going to be following the wealth plan. Okay. So remember, we're going to be embracing the luxury of less. And in those first 60 days, we're focusing on creating your MVC and launching it and making your first $10,000. Then for those of you who join the accelerator, you will be graduating into Course Alchemy, creating your webinar, and then giving that webinar. And then after you do it about 6 to 10 times live, you'll learn how to automate your webinar. Because remember, you're getting a duplicate of my webinar that was making $350,000 per month. You're getting a duplicate of that webinar that you can use for yourself. All right. So remember, we're going to help you use the RES method so that you can turn your life experiences into a transformational course topic. You'll learn how to teach your program live and how to make your first $10,000 minimum in 30 to 60 days. Then you learned about the offer ladder. So inside of Course Alchemy, you will learn how to upgrade your offer, right? And you'll learn how to upgrade your MVC up to an automated course on a beautiful new platform. And then you will learn how to launch your webinar and make $200,000 in 1 year. And then you'll continue scaling that. All right. So listen, let's go. Are you ready? You got a couple more minutes. I want to make sure I'm answering your questions, but just click that button, head on over here, make your selection. So you have a couple more minutes remaining. If you are ready for CFS to get started, click this enroll now button. You will enroll in CFS and you can check out with your debit card, your credit card, with PayPal. And there is a 7-day refund policy. We are that confident in the program. And then you have the other option of doing our accelerator. So listen, when you get just two people to enroll in your course, you will have paid for this accelerator. So I recommend if you doing it, do it all the way. Get the accelerator, either do the payment plan or do the pay in full. And when you pay in full, you're going to get that $900K month breakdown. All right. Yes. And yes, all of you who have joined late, you will get the recording. And correct me if I'm wrong, BBS team, but I believe you all are going to get the recording if you join late. So don't worry, you will definitely get it. Yeah, Charmaine says I'm excited. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Chanel. All right. So remember, y'all, as we wrap this up, final takeaway is what I have learned is that 1 + 1 = 11. As a one person, I am a one of one, right? I embraced my one of oneness. I know that I'm unique. I have a unique set of life experiences, and I packaged that into a course. But I also realized I couldn't do it alone. So I got another one to align myself with, right? I hired a coach. I entered a program because they had already made $1 million from their new business in 6 months. And I wanted to do the same. So I aligned myself with that 1. 1 + 1 = 11 because I was able to multiply. Look at this multiplication, y'all. Look at this multiplication. You ain't got to be that good at math, right? Because I know I'm not, okay? To see this multiplication here. This is the month where I committed to my wealth plan. This is the month after I enrolled in a program. And my subconscious was like, oh, you hanging out with people who made $1 million in 6 months? We're going to do the same thing. And then I did. All right. Look at this. Look at this. So I am so excited to work with all of you who joined. And if you haven't joined yet, you got 1 more minute. Make sure you click that link. Thank you, Hazel, for dropping that link one more time. Let's get it, y'all. All right. I'm going to come back on. Everyone. Hey, y'all. What's up? Welcome, William. No worries. So I just want to thank everyone for being on today. We are wrapping up shout out to everyone who joined. And if you are, trying to join quickly, do that now. We have about 30 seconds remaining. And I would love, love, love to personally welcome you into the program like I got to do with so many of you. I love having BBS Insider Course from Scratch and Course Alchemy community because y'all are already thinking about the world in the right way. And when I say right, I mean an elevated way. You know that the paradigm has shifted. We talked about those three major themes at the beginning of today's presentation, the shifts we're seeing with the world, the shift into using your identity, right? Instead of the industrial economy, we're in the identity economy. So I want to encourage all of you to lean into this, okay? If you weren't able to join right now, we are going to be sending you the replay. If you join late, watch the replay immediately. Make sure you get enrolled. You still have time to get enrolled to get the bonuses that I mentioned. And remember, when you join both programs, you can join me in person for our Since 3000 launch party, which is a super cool bonus that we've never offered before. So click that link and get on in. So I want to thank the BBS team. Thank you all so, so much. And let me know if there's anything that you all needed to come back on and say. But if not, I'll wrap it up. Thank you so much, Chanel, BBS. And then I want to shout out Hazel and my team for being on and supporting everyone today. And I hope that all of you walked away with this knowing that there's really no ceiling to what we can do. When we know the power of our IP, our intellectual property, we are the most creative beings on this planet. Like everything begins, ends, everything in between with us. And Course from Scratch, Course Alchemy is a great tool to show you how to translate that into a product that you can sell on the market. All right. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Micah. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. And I can't wait to see y'all inside. Bye.